Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, this is really interesting. Last night I was scrolling on the internet looking for stories, updates, something new. And I came across a post from Hollywood Unlocked, and it is talking about Barack Obama writing a letter to his ex-girlfriend in the 80s about frequently fantasizing about men. And it's saying, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination. Now, um, we know that for quite some times, these, rumors about President Obama, his wife, Michelle Obama, it has been circulating across the internet. And honestly, we know that in the 80s, the mailing system is not as it is now. And in the 80s, a black man would never, speak so openly in a letter to a woman. So for me, that's the first red flag when I came across a post like this, because homosexuality in the 80s, it was a big no-no, especially in the black community. And as such, even with the mailing system, know that you could write a letter to someone and it gets lost. For me, I was questioning, why is it that even if this was factual, why is it coming up today? Even though there have always been allegations. And I said to myself, it's given a sense that, what is happening here is that black men should not be allowed to have a prestigious look in America. That has always been my perception, and no one has ever been able to dismiss that perception of how America treats powerful, influential black men. So when I saw it, that was immediately what came to mind. And I said, you know what? Let me keep myself open to the opinions of others, what they have to say. So I dove into the comment section. And when I dove into the comment section of Hollywood Unlocked, one of the most frequent comments that I saw is that the letter is photoshopped. And it definitely looks photoshopped. Now, also at the same time, I'm saying that I believe that a lot of men do have these, tendencies, but don't act out on them. I really do believe that men think about men in a sexual manner, but consciously chooses to stay in a straight line. Is Barack Obama one of those men? Possibly. But at the same time, even if you wrote this letter to someone, why is it coming out now? What is the aim? What are they hoping to achieve? We're in the time where it seems as though pushing homosexuality is a big deal instead of pushing acceptance, love, and unity. I find that the LGBTQ plus community is being exploited on so many different levels, and I fear that it's going to be treated like fashion. Flare up, accepted this minute, and then maybe the next 3 years, the next 5 years, there's a lot of laws against a lot of things. And I believe that people should be able to go about living their lives freely as adults, not kids. I believe kids should be kept out of homosexuality discussion. I believe that there should be, help provided for them, but not for them to be going through procedures and all of that, surgical procedures. Because when you really look at kids cannot even determine what cereal they like for a month, much less to determine what they want to be like, in that sense. But let's go back to this report of Barack Obama opening up about his sexuality in an old letter as per the post, as per Hollywood Unlocked, because that's where I saw it. It's in the media, it's in several media outlets. But since I saw it on Hollywood Unlocked, I want to go back there because the comments from there is just pretty interesting. And I like people's opinion opinions, especially when it is being, you know, said with clarity, and when there's intelligence in that opinion. I like those opinions. So let's talk about what is being reported. Now they're saying that from his own androgynous mind, Obama, who was 21 and attending LA's Occidental College, penned a letter to ex-girlfriend Alex McNair back in 1982. The now redacted letter has surfaced after 70 years old Pulitzer Prize winning historian and Obama biographer David Garrow sat with Tablet Mag before this Garrow, who's also MLK's biographer, released in 2017 Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama. So they're saying David Garrow is, you know, a biographer to Obama, also MLK. He has wrote a book in 2017 that is titled Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama. Now, they're saying that earlier this month, Garrow said he spoke with McNair, who showed him the salacious letter and noted she redacted a paragraph because it's about homosexuality, wanting his own copy of the letter now owned by Emory University. Garrow had his friend Harvey Clear helped out. However, he was told that the letter couldn't be photographed nor removed from the archives, so he had to transcribe it by hand and send Garrow the paragraph. Now, let's pause here for a second. Now, there's one thing that I know for a fact, and that is when it comes to exes, they can't be trusted. And the reality is, Obama's ex, Alex McNair, she could have some amount of resentment towards Obama because we don't know what happened in that relationship. And to see that you are with someone, and based on what Michelle Obama had told us about Barack Obama ex without telling us directly, she really wasn't that woman for him. She didn't understand his inspiration of wanting to become a politician. She basically was telling him that he was dreaming too big, he was thinking too far, and America would never allow a black man to be president. Barack Obama was like, I need a woman of strength, a black woman. Not in so many words. He didn't tell her in so many words. But when Barack Obama sat and spoke with her, he basically said, I need a woman who will stand behind me because my journey is about to be rigorous. And that woman has to be coming from a place like I am to understand the journey that I'm about to take on. I remember that in Michelle Obama's story. And that is how we hear Michelle Obama saying that there were times when she didn't she wasn't in love with her husband, but she respected him, she respected his vision, and she knew the type of man who she was, and she knew that that moment wouldn't have lasted. He would have came out of that moment, right? And that's why she was telling the internet that relationship requires a lot of patience and a lot of understanding. But let's continue. They're saying in Claire's transcribed letter obtained by the Post, the former commander in chief reportedly wrote in regards to homosexuality, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetuate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination. These are what they're saying is Obama's word. My mind is androgynous, meaning that it's both man and woman. And he's saying, my mind is androgynous to a great extent, and I hope to make it more so until I can think in terms of people, not women as opposed to men. But in returning to the body, I see that I have been made a man. And physically in life, I choose to accept that contingency. Now, I understand what those words are saying. I do. And it is a line that has been used so often by so many writers who pens about their struggles with homosexuality. So this statement is not giving uniqueness to Obama. It's more giving uniqueness to a man that is struggling with homosexuality. And it's beautifully written. But at the same time, the question is this actually coming from our, well, America's former president, right? Now, let's talk some more about this, right? Because he's saying that in coming back, he realizes that he's a man physically in life and he chooses to accept that contingency. No, they're saying that 10 years after writing his ex, Obama married his wife, Michelle Obama. They had two girls, Malia, 24, and Sasha, 21, and went on to become the first black president of the United States and the first lady. Garrow said there's nothing unusual about Obama's feelings, affirming a historian, not a psychologist, but common sense would tell him that, there's nothing unfamiliar about this letter or weird. No, Garo is saying that affirming I'm a historian, not a psychologist, but I think it's public record news that vast majority of human beings have sexual fantasies, and that is true. Vast majority of human beings do have sexual fantasies, as I've said before, like that, and that's the reason why I said though that phrase, that line, the terminology is being used is not nothing new. It is something that we've seen before and we've heard before. If you have read any books on people who struggles internally about their homosexuality. Now, after this was shared on Hollywood Unlocked, many people saying, shame on you guys even entertaining this mess. Some people say, I refuse to believe this blasphemy. Another person said, what you're not about to do is play with my president. Not only that, there were a few comments that suggested that if you pay close attention, it was all Photoshop, right? Another person said, and you're posting this shit, why? Leave our president alone. Now, some people were like, oh, that's why he ensured that he passed all those laws before he came out of office. Another person said, watch all the people disrespect Michelle by calling her trans will forever disgust me, especially from black people. That comment had over 3,000 likes. Another said, is this supposed to make us cancel him or something? His sexuality means nothing. No wonder he was quick to legalize every gay and try to force it in Africa. Shake my head. But Obama didn't try to do that, did he? Obama did not try to force homosexuality into Africa. As a matter of fact, he was more about preaching and educating on the awareness of how that community feels, right? Now, another person said, who was so bored that they photoshopped this shit? No Obama slander will be tolerated next, and the comments such as that kept rolling. Now, I believe that there's a system in America designed to destroy powerful, influential black men. And honestly, I have to say, in my own personal opinion, even if these were Obama's tendencies at 17 or even this day, it doesn't take away from his accolades. It doesn't discredit him of being an amazing father, husband, and former president of the United States. I believe that there's a tendency in America to always discredit a powerful black man at any cost and at all cost possible. And this could potentially be a move in order to do so to the only black president that is known in history. But I want to hear from you guys because you guys normally have a lot to say, and most of the times it is always educational and very important to my development as a content creator and also as an individual. So I want to hear from you guys, and remember to give this video a big thumbs up in support of your girl, and see you all next time. Bye guys.